Did we just witness how you can shut down the entire internet for everyone in the world? It sure seems like it, and it was all because of a disruption in Amazon's AWS services.
Many of the world's biggest apps and online games, including Snapchat, Duolingo and Roblox, have gone down, an issue affecting Amazon's cloud computing service, Amazon Web Services.
So every single website you care about is down. Every important website is down right now. This is one of those cases where we're like, don't tie to AWS. And I remember even when I was at AWS, they said, that's ridiculous. If AWS is down, the whole internet is down. Well, okay. There's a lot of the internet that's down right now. But
you see, even if a website isn't using AWS, it can be using a third-party service that is reliant on AWS. And that's why so many critical apps and websites went down all at the same time.
You don't know where the hidden dependency is. So if you have a third-party component to your service, it may be dependent on AWS. And you may be saying, but I'm not using AWS in Virginia. I'm using DynamoDB. Well, guess what? DynamoDB depends on Virginia.
Now, Amazon has tried to explain what led to this, but I have a very important question here. If someone wants to shut down our biggest source of information, can't they do it by simply attacking Amazon's critical service? And all of this was happening when apparently we stopped yet another attempt on President Trump's life. You see, during a security sweep around the airport in West Palm Beach, Florida, the Secret Service found a hunting stand that had a direct line of sight of the president disembarking Air Force One.
Breaking news at 6, a hunting stand with a direct line of sight to where President Trump exits Air Force One was spotted in West Palm Beach last week.
Now, many news outlets are busy telling us that it was put up there by a hunter, but that doesn't make any sense at all when you look at the map. You see, this stand was located in a very small patch of woods, which is surrounded by freeways and a United States military reserve facility. Now, it's on the bank of a canal, but any hunter will tell you that you're not hunting for any wildlife in this kind of an area. From what I've seen, it also is around 600 yards from the tarmac, and there is absolutely no obstruction between this stand and Air Force One. I'm sure you can see why people think it was more like a sniper's nest than it was a hunting stand. Now, of course, Dan Bongino says that they're doing everything they possibly can to find out who set it up.
Director was, Kash Patel was directly involved right away. I'm on the email chain with him. He ordered an immediate response, and all of the forensic tools we have, from digital tools to biometric tools, they are all going to be applied to try to find out who put this up there.
Well, since they're so good at finding people with the help of CCTV footage, I'm sure they can easily get this guy too, because of course there's got to be a camera recording of that patch of the woods. Interestingly, all of this has come at a time when people like Robert De Niro are saying crazy things like this on national television.
No, I like what Newsom has done because he's trolled him and he's fought fire with fire, and that's what you have to do. And he called him an invasive species, which is what he is. So he's not. He's a thing that doesn't understand. Trump does not understand anything about humanity, people. He has no empathy. I don't know what he is, but he's an alien, and he wants to hurt this country. It's something deeply psychological in him. He wants to hurt people. He wants to hurt this country. He doesn't care. And what saddens me the most, upsets me the most, is that people follow him and they think and they kiss his ass and they look up to him. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the people in his cabinet, some of them, Rubio, how they can live with themselves after what they've allowed him to do and not stood up. Even walk out of the room when what they did with Zelensky the first time. Rubio, looking at his face, they got the camera on him. If he had balls, he would have walked out.
Well, even if we ignore that Mr. De Niro was working with a monster like Harvey Weinstein, we cannot ignore his support for slimy guys like Gavin Newsom. Don't forget how Newsom was laughing after the LA fires because he knew he was going to sell that land to property developers.
I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward. And
he has also been accused of helping PG&E after they pleaded guilty to 84 felony counts of involuntary manslaughter for causing the Paradise Fire.
Governor, why is it okay for you to take money from a felon?
And you know that the way you framed that is going to lead me to. I don't know what you're.
PG&E was convicted of 6 federal felonies in 2016. After that, you took more than $200,000 to help get elected.
I wish you luck with whatever you're working on, but that's a strange question.
So yeah, I don't think people are going to listen to anyone who supports Newsom, and especially not an actor who worked with Harvey Weinstein and never spoke out against him. Now, while all of this was going on, another wild story came out about those drones that terrified people last winter.
Oh my God, Peter! It's coming towards us.
According to the New York Post, a private company at a high-powered Army conference demonstrated a unique aircraft at the event and allegedly took responsibility for setting off last year's drone and UFO pandemonium in New Jersey. The article also states the company was in the air over the Garden State in November 2024 to test out their capabilities. Now, they shared photos of this special aircraft in the article, but there's also this footage that shows the alleged aircraft in flight. Now, according to the article, this defense contractor was not required to disclose their activity to the public because of a private government contract. This also fits in with what Caroline Levitt told us about drones.
After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
However, the question is, when millions of people were panicking, why did these agencies keep quiet about this deal? They could have just told us that they were testing some special aircraft, but they only added to everyone's panic. This story also does not explain all those mysterious drones that were spotted near the military bases. Also, if those drones were just some prototypes for a new kind of aircraft, why were the authorities asking people to stay away from any crashed drone? First of all, they are telling people to stay the hell away from any crashed drones. And on top of that, they are asking their employees to evacuate people in every direction up to 330 feet. They also ask fire service members to use personal protective equipment while evacuating people. And after notifying law enforcement, and more interestingly, the FBI about a crashed drone, the fire service members are asked to call a local hazmat team to the site. The hazardous material response teams are also instructed in this bulletin to establish radiation monitoring systems after reaching the crash site. And as if all these instructions weren't already scary enough, the fire service members are also very clearly told to call the nearest bomb squad to the site. To me, it just seems like this company is trying to use drone mania to hype up their new product. As for those drones we saw, I think they were part of some kind of test by our agencies, and if that's true, we're not going to know the whole thing for a very long time. Now, moving on from this, I want to talk about some very concerning updates in the Charlie Kirk case. I'm sure you've seen this video of the judge issuing a gag order to stop any witness from talking about what they saw.
There is a substantial amount of discovery in this case, Your Honor. It's voluminous. to say the least.
His lawyers entered their formal appearance and declined to waive his right to a preliminary hearing. Judge Tony Graff has issued a gag order preventing anyone associated with the case from talking about it.
Now, they tried to explain why they're giving this gag order.
There are a number of witnesses that have yet to be identified that will likely be used in the state's case. This occurred in front of 2,000 to 3,000 students at Utah Valley University. So we're in the process of identifying those witnesses, and so those individuals are presently unknown right now.
The court will rule that as the witnesses become known to each side, that information is conveyed to abide by this order. Obviously, there are potentially many witnesses, and so it's not the expectation that you would be able to do that up front, but as they become known.
I think this explains why we don't have more footage of this incident. It also explains why we didn't see real witnesses getting interviewed by the press. Instead, we were bombarded by those dramatic videos of strange individuals.
1, 2, 3.
I saw Charlie Kirk get shot.
1, 2, 3.
I saw Charlie Kirk get shot. He collapsed in his seat. He fell over to the side. He was carried off. He had blood on his arms. He had blood on his shirt. He was dragged off and carried out of the venue. There was a gunshot that rang out.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. I saw someone get shot today. Yeah. So. I saw Charlie Kirk get shot. He collapsed in his seat. He fell over to the side. He was carried off. He had blood on his arms. He had blood on his shirt. He was dragged off and carried out of the venue. There was a gunshot that rang out.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. I saw someone get shot today.
Yeah, dumb question.
Did you guys see what happened?
Yes, I saw him. What's it called? Are you recording this?
Yes, you're live right now. Well, we're recording. I don't know if we're live because of the cell service.
So,
hang on.
I was standing in probably the third. Okay. I was standing from probably the third row in the bottom. I saw hit. I heard the shot ring out. I looked to my left, and then I looked over to my right. I saw him slump over in his chair forward. He slumped over. He had blood coming from the left side of his neck down his shirt, and he slumped over and he was carried off.
We're not doing it. I'm sorry.
Get off me! Get off me!
Emotions are running high right now. Everybody's in shock, including myself. Where's your mama? Oh.
The gag order also pretty much stops anyone from talking to a witness or a member of Tyler's family. However, in response to all the discussion about the gag order, Candace Owens just tweeted this: "Don't worry about the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. I plan to violate it on the world's behalf. The things I've discovered this past week are enough to burn the house down." Yes, Charlie was betrayed by everyone. At least she hasn't given up on finding the truth about Charlie's assassination. And since we're talking about Charlie, I want to show you what he had recently said about the Epstein files.
What's your opinion on the phase 1 release of the Epstein files? Do you think it was more of a PR stunt with Pam Bondi because she just got into office? What do you think is actually going on, and do you think that she genuinely has the files or people are destroying them?
Well, I think they got to make this right. I mean, we as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redactions whatsoever, period. Correct. They got to make it right. And we, the American people, ran on transparency. We deserve to see the entire client list. Yeah. Every document the government has regarding the Epstein files, we, the American people, should have on an easy-to-access website immediately in a very, very quick fashion. I'm pushing for that both privately and publicly, just so you know.
You see, it just becomes clear by the second that Charlie was beginning to ask the tough questions, and that's probably why someone decided to silence him forever. And now, those same billionaires who were partying with Epstein are trying to track our everyday activities with things like digital ID. Luckily, not everyone is asleep, and thousands of people in the UK are now protesting against digital ID that has been imposed onto them by their government.
Keep up the good work, Alice. Well done, everyone. When I saw it for the first time,
Please say no to digital ID. Please say no to digital ID. Please say no to digital ID. Say no to digital
And they are protesting because companies are already telling people how much of their carbon allowance they're using while eating prepackaged sandwiches. And it's all according to their 2030 agenda.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
If that doesn't show you what they're planning, I don't know what else will. Now, in the UK, the man responsible for this digital ID madness is none other than their former Prime Minister, Tony Blair.
We cannot continue with business as usual, and change is inevitable. This is where technology, like digital ID, becomes critical. My institute's own analysis shows that introducing this in the UK would save at least $2 billion a year and likely more by reducing losses to fraud, improving tax collection, and better targeting of state support.
And Tony has been promoting digital IDs alongside Bill Gates for years now. And that's exactly why we cannot allow Bill Gates to put any more influence onto our politicians. He has all the money in the world to get exactly what he wants, and unless we call him out, he'll keep shoving his insane projects onto the people of this country.